Episode 1, The Find. Hey there, glad you're here for this wild ride. Picture this, it's a muggy Saturday afternoon in upstate New York, the kind where the air sticks to your skin like a bad ex. Ellie Harper's 26, got that restless energy buzzing under her ribs, and she's knee-deep in her grandmother's attic, sorting through decades of dust and regret. She's not even sure why she's here, just that Grandma Ruth called her over with that shaky voice of hers, saying she needed help clearing out the old stuff before the house swallows her whole. Ellie's a barista by day, slinging lattes for hipsters in Ithaca, but she's got a camera slung around her neck, snapping pics of anything that catches her eye. Today, though, it's all moth-eaten blankets and chipped teacups. Boring as hell. Until she finds it. She's shoving a box of yellowed Christmas cards aside when her hand brushes something soft, buried under a pile of mothballs and faded quilts. She pulls it out, and her breath catches like she's been sucker punched. It's a doll. Not just any doll, mind you, but one that looks like it crawled straight out of her childhood Polaroids. Same tangled brown hair she used to hack it with kitchen scissors, same wide hazel eyes that made her mom call her dough girl before she split. The doll's dressed in a little denim pinafore, frayed at the edges, and Ellie swears she had one just like it when she was 6. Her heart's doing this weird flip-flop thing, and she can't tell if it's nostalgia or straight-up dread. She turns it over in her hands, feeling the weight of it. It's handmade, you can tell, the stitches uneven like someone poured their soul into it but didn't quite know what they were doing. There's a faint smell too, lavender maybe, mixed with something sour she can't place. Ellie's half laughing to herself, thinking, what kind of creepy thrift store jackpot is this, when she hears the floorboards creak downstairs. Grandma Ruth's voice floats up, thin and raspy. Ellie, you all right up there? Don't stay too long, supper's on soon. Yeah, I'm good, Ellie calls back, but her eyes are glued to the doll. She sets it on an old trunk, propping it up so it's sitting there, staring at her with those glassy eyes. She snaps a quick pic with her camera, the flash bouncing off its porcelain face. Something about it feels off, like it's watching her right back. She shakes her head, muttering, "Get a grip, Elle," and starts packing up. But as she's hauling a box of junk toward the attic stairs, she glances over her shoulder. The doll's still there, hasn't moved an inch. Good. Downstairs, Grandma Ruth's in the kitchen, hunched over a pot of soup that smells like every memory Ellie's ever had of this place. She's 72, all sharp angles and silver hair pulled tight in a bun, but her hands tremble as she stirs. Ellie plops the box by the door and pulls the doll out of her hoodie pocket where she'd stashed it. Hey, Gran, what's the deal with this? Found it up there, looks like me when I was little. Ruth freezes, spoon mid-stir, and for a split second, Ellie thinks she's gonna drop it. The old woman turns, slow as death, and her eyes lock on the doll. Her face goes pale, like someone sucked the life out of her, and Ellie swears she sees a flicker of something, fear maybe, or guilt. Where'd you get that? Ruth's voice is low, almost a growl. Attic, Ellie says, holding it up. Kinda freaky, right? Did Mom make it or something? Ruth doesn't answer right away. She just stares, lips pressed into a thin line, like she's wrestling with something big. Then she mutters, barely loud enough to hear, "It chose you." The way she says it, with that weird emphasis on chose, sends a shiver down Ellie's spine. Before she can ask what the hell that means, Ruth turns back to the stove, dismissing her. Put it back where you found it. Supper's ready. Ellie's not buying it. She's got that stubborn streak, the one that got her grounded for a month at 14 when she dyed her hair purple just to piss off her dad. Gran, come on, what's the story? It's too weird to just be some old toy. Leave it be, Ellie, Ruth snaps, sharper than usual, and that's that. Conversation over. Ellie stuffs the doll back in her pocket, figuring she'll pry later. They eat in silence, the soup tasteless despite the time Ruth swears by. Ellie's mind's racing, though. Who made this thing? Why's it her spitting image? And what's with Grandma acting like she's seen a ghost? Later, she crashes in the guest room, the doll tucked under her pillow like a dirty secret. She's half asleep when she hears it, a faint creak from the hall. Probably the house settling, she tells herself. Old places groan like that. But when she wakes up at dawn, bleary-eyed and coffee-deprived, she reaches under the pillow. The doll's gone. Her stomach drops. She scrambles out of bed, checking the floor, the sheets, everywhere. Nothing. Until she looks across the room. There it is, sitting on the dresser, facing her. Same pinafore, same stare. Only now, its little hands raised, like it's waving. Ellie's heart slams against her ribs. She didn't put it there. No way in hell. She grabs her camera, hands shaky, and snaps another pic. This is no coincidence. This is something else. And she's damn well gonna find out what. Episode 2, The Shift. So, Ellie's morning starts with a jolt, like someone dumped ice water down her spine. She's standing there in Grandma Ruth's guest room, staring at this doll that's somehow hopped from under her pillow to the dresser overnight. Its little hands up, like it's saying, "Hey, good to see ya," and Ellie's not having it. Her pulse is hammering, and she's thinking, okay, this is some next-level bullshit. She grabs her camera, snaps a pic, the flash popping off like a gunshot in the dim light. The doll's eyes catch it, glinting in a way that makes her skin crawl. She's not imagining this. No chance. She storms downstairs, doll in hand, ready to grill Grandma Ruth. The old lady's in the kitchen again, frying bacon that sizzles like it's pissed off too. Ellie slams the doll on the counter, right next to the coffee pot, and says, "Gran, explain this. It was under my pillow last night, now it's waving at me from the dresser. What's going on?" Her voice is sharp, a little too loud, but she's past playing nice. Ruth doesn't even flinch. She flips the bacon, grease-spitting, and mutters, "You're imagining things, Ellie. Old houses play tricks." Her tone's flat, like she's reading off a script, but her hands shake just enough to sell the lie. Ellie's not buying it. "Bullshit," she says, crossing her arms. "This thing moved. I'm not crazy." Ruth finally looks at her, eyes narrow and cloudy, and for a second, Ellie thinks she's gonna spill something real. But then the old woman just shrugs, says, "Put it back upstairs," and turns away. Conversation over, again. Ellie's fuming, but she's not dumb enough to push harder right now. She snags a piece of bacon, stuffs the doll in her hoodie, and heads out. Oh, and real quick, like 2 minutes in here, please pause the video, hit that like button, and drop a comment if you're vibing with this. I'd be so grateful, seriously. Anyway, she's got the day off, so she decides to take the doll home, figure this out on her own turf. Her apartment's a shoebox in Ithaca, all thrift store furniture and half-dead plants, but it's hers. She sets the doll on her rickety kitchen table, grabs her camera, and starts documenting. She's got this itch, you know? That photographer's urge to capture the truth, even if it's creepy as hell. She takes a dozen shots, close-ups of the doll's face, the stitches, those eerie eyes. Then she pulls out her laptop, uploads the pics, and zooms in. That's when she notices it. The doll's mouth, this tiny painted curve, looks different from the attic shot. Yesterday it was flat, neutral. Now it's got this faint uptick, like it's smirking. Ellie's stomach flips. She double-checks the pics, side by side. No mistaking it. "What the fuck," she whispers, leaning back in her chair. Her cat, Miso, jumps up, sniffing the doll, then hisses and bolts. Great. Even the cat's spooked. She's about to call it a fluke when she hears it. A whisper. Soft, like wind through a cracked window, but there's no breeze today. It's coming from the doll. She leans in, heart pounding, and catches a single word, Ellie. Her name, clear as day, in a voice that's too young, too familiar. She jerks back, knocking over her coffee mug. Brown sludge spills across the table, soaking the doll's pinafore, and Ellie's yelling, "Nope, nope, nope." She grabs a rag, wipes it off, but now she's shaking. That voice sounded like her, like a kid version of her, And she's got no explanation that doesn't scream haunted doll from hell. She's pacing now, muttering to herself, okay, Ellie, chill. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're losing it. But deep down, she knows she's not. She's always been the grounded one, the girl who didn't cry when her mom bailed at 8 or when her dad pickled himself into an early grave. She's not the type to hallucinate. So she does what she always does when shit gets weird, she digs in. She grabs her phone, texts Tessa, her best friend since high school. Hey, you free? Got something freaky to show you. Tessa's a nurse, 30, loud as a foghorn, and the only person Ellie trusts not to call her nuts. Tessa rolls in an hour later, still in scrubs, smelling like antiseptic and bad hospital coffee. She flops on Ellie's couch, kicks off her sneakers, and says, alright, spill. What's the crisis this time? Ellie doesn't waste a second. She plunks the doll in Tessa's lap and says, this. Found it at Grand's. Looks like me as a kid, moves on its own, and I swear it just said my name. Tessa snorts, holding the doll up like it's a prop in a bad horror flick. What, like Chucky's little sister? Come on, Elle, you're sleep-deprived. But then she tilts her head, squinting at it. Okay, yeah, it's got your vibe. That's weird. Ellie shows her the pics, the mouth change, and plays back the whisper she managed to record on her phone. It's faint, glitchy, but there's her name again, Ellie, in that creepy kid voice. Tessa's smirk fades. Alright, she says, tossing the doll back on the table. That's unsettling. What's Gran say? Ellie groans. Nothing useful. Just it shows you and a bunch of dodgy looks. Tessa leans forward, eyes glinting. Well, then we figure it out. You and me. But first, I need a beer. They crack open a couple of cans, and Ellie's feeling a tiny bit less unhinged with Tessa there. But as the sun dips low, casting shadows across her apartment, she hears it again. Another whisper. This time, it's not her name. It's Stay. She freezes, beer halfway to her lips. Tessa's mid-sentence, oblivious, but Ellie's staring at the doll. Its head's tilted now, just a fraction, like it's listening too. She doesn't say a word, just sets the can down and thinks, this isn't over. Not even close. Episode 3, The Doubt. Ellie sitting on her lumpy couch, the doll perched on the coffee table like it owns the place, and she's trying to pretend she didn't just hear it whisper stay in that eerie, kid-like voice. Tessa's sprawled next to her, mid-rant about some asshole doctor at work, oblivious to the fact that Ellie's barely listening. The beer's gone warm in her hand, and her eyes keep flicking to the doll's tilted head. Did it move again, or is she just paranoid now? The apartment's quiet except for Tessa's chatter and the hum of the fridge, but Ellie's head's a mess. She's thinking, this can't be real, right? Dolls don't talk. Dolls don't fucking move. Tessa finally clocks her silence, nudging her with an elbow. Yo, Earth to Ellie. You're zoning out. What's up, still freaked about your little twin here? She jerks her chin at the doll, smirking, but there's a glint in her eye that says she's not totally dismissing it anymore. Ellie sighs, rubs her face, and says, yeah, Tess, I'm freaked. It said stay a minute ago. I'm not making this up. Tessa's smirk falters, and she sits up straighter. Wait, for real? Like, just now? Ellie nods, pointing at the doll. Right before you started yapping about Dr. Dickhead. I heard it clear as day. Tessa's the type who'd laugh off a ghost story, but she's not laughing now. She grabs the doll, holding it up to her ear like it's a damn seashell. Alright, you creepy bastard, say something. Nothing happens, of course, and she tosses it back on the table with a snort. Maybe you need sleep, Elle. Or a shrink. Ellie snaps, I'm not crazy, Tess. You heard the recording. That was my name. Tessa shrugs, but her grin's gone. Okay, fine, it's weird. But moving? Talking? Come on, that's horror movie shit. Ellie's about to argue when there's a crash, loud and sharp, from the kitchen. They both jump, Tessa spilling half her beer on the couch. Jesus, she yelps, and Ellie's already on her feet, heart pounding. She creeps toward the kitchen, Tessa right behind her, muttering, "If this is your cat, I'm gonna be pissed." But Miso's curled up on the windowsill, tail flicking, not a care in the world. On the floor, though, is a glass, shattered into a million pieces. It was on the counter 5 minutes ago, full of water Ellie forgot to drink. Now it's a mess, and there's no explanation. Tessa stares at it, then at Ellie. "Okay, that's not normal." Ellie's voice is tight. "You think?" She glances back at the doll, still on the table, head still tilted. "It's gotta be this thing. I'm telling you, it's doing shit." Tessa's skeptical streak kicks in hard. Or it's the wind. Or the floor's uneven. Or, I dunno, Ithaca's haunted now. But her tone's shaky, and Ellie's not letting it slide. "Wind doesn't whisper my name, Tess. Something's off, and Gran knows more than she's saying." That's when Ellie decides she's done guessing. She grabs her keys, the doll, and says, "Come with me. We're going back to Gran's. I need answers." Tessa groans but follows, because that's what she does, she's ride or die even when she thinks Ellie's losing it. They pile into Ellie's beat-up Honda, the doll in the passenger seat like a creepy co-pilot, and head to Ruth's place. The whole drive, Ellie's replaying that whisper, "Stay," and wondering why it sounds so much like her own voice, warped and small. They pull up to the old house as the sun's dipping low, painting the sky a bruised purple. Ruth's on the porch, rocking in her creaky chair, a quilt over her lap like she's some picture-perfect grandma. Except her eyes narrow when she sees Ellie storming up the steps, doll in hand. "What are you doing back here?" Ruth asks, voice rough. Ellie doesn't waste time. "This moved again, Gran. Talked to. What the hell is it?" She holds it up, close enough that Ruth can't dodge the question. Ruth's face tightens, and she looks away, out at the yard where the shadows are stretching long. "Told you to leave it be," she says, but there's a crack in her voice now. Tessa pipes up, leaning against the railing. "Yeah, well, it's not leaving her be, so maybe spill the tea, Ruth." Ellie shoots her a look, but she's grateful for the backup. Ruth's silent for a beat too long, then mutters, "You don't want to know, girl. Some things are better buried." Ellie's had it. She slams the doll down on the porch table, making Ruth flinch. "I'm not burying shit till I get answers." "Who made this? Why's it me?" Ruth's hands clench the quilt, knuckles white, and she finally meets Ellie's gaze. "It's old. Older than you think. And it's yours now, whether I like it or not." Before Ellie can push, Ruth stands, slow and stiff, and shuffles inside. But not before Ellie catches her pulling something from a drawer, a faded photo, and stuffing it in her pocket. Ellie follows, Tessa trailing, and finds Ruth in the living room, tossing that photo into the fireplace. The flames catch quick, and Ellie lunges, yelling, "Gran, no." Too late. It's ash in seconds. Ruth turns, eyes hard. "Stop digging, Ellie. For your own good." Ellie's shaking, pissed and confused, and Tessa's muttering, "Well, that's dramatic." Ellie grabs the doll off the porch on their way out, determined now. She's not stopping. Not after that. Back in the car, Tessa's quiet, then says, "Okay, maybe you're not nuts. That was weird as hell." Ellie's gripping the wheel, staring at the doll in her lap. "Yeah. And I'm just getting started." She's got a fire in her now, a need to know, even if it's gonna hurt. Because whatever this doll is, it's not done with her yet. Episode 4, The Pull. Ellie's driving back from Grandma Ruth's, the doll riding shotgun in her Honda like it's got a say in where they're going. Her knuckles are white on the wheel, and her jaw's so tight she's half sure she'll crack a tooth. Tessa's in the back, scrolling her phone, muttering about how Ruth's some next-level cryptic old lady. Ellie's barely hearing her. Her head stuck on that burned photo, the way Ruth's hand shook when she torched it. Whatever was on it, it's gone now, but Ellie's gut screaming it was a piece of this puzzle. The doll's just sitting there, head tilted like it's mocking her, and she swears its eyes are following her every move. She's so wound up she almost misses her turn, swerving at the last second while Tessa yelps, "Jesus, Elle, trying to kill us?" Ellie snaps, "Sorry, just, this thing's screwing with me." Tessa leans forward, peering at the doll. "Yeah, it's got a vibe. Those eyes are giving me the creeps." Ellie nods, because it's not just the eyes. It's the way the doll feels heavier somehow, like it's soaking up every ounce of her freakout. She's starting to wonder if she's losing it, but then she remembers the whisper, "Stay," and the glass smashing on its own. Nope. This is real, and she's not letting it go. Back at her apartment, she drops the doll on the kitchen table again, and it lands with a thud that feels too loud for something so small. Tessa flops onto the couch, kicking her feet up. "All right, detective, what's the plan? You gonna exorcise it or what?" Ellie smirks despite herself. "Not yet. I need to know more. Grant's hiding something, and I'm done with her bullshit excuses." Tessa grins. "That's my girl. But you're wound tight. Let's hit the bar, clear your head." Ellie hesitates, glancing at the doll. She doesn't want to leave it, but she's also not keen on sitting here staring at it all night. "Fine," she says. "One drink." They end up at the Rusty Nail, this dive downtown with sticky floors and a jukebox that's stuck on Springsteen. Tessa's got a beer, Ellie's nursing a whiskey, and for a minute, it's almost normal. Tessa's yapping about some guy she's swiping on, and Ellie's half listening, letting the buzz loosen her up. But then she feels it, that prickly sensation on the back of her neck, like someone's watching. She scans the room, and there's this guy at the bar, 40-ish, scruffy beard, glasses perched on his nose. He's staring right at her, not even subtle about it. His eyes flick to the doll, which Ellie's got tucked in her hoodie pocket, the head peeking out like a weird accessory. She Lager jeers Tessa. "That dude's eyeballing me. You see him?" Tessa turns, casual as hell, and squints. "Yeah, weird vibe. Looks like he's into antiques or something." Ellie's not laughing. She downs her whiskey, stands, and marches over, because she's past playing coy. The guy doesn't flinch as she plants herself in front of him. "Hey," she says, voice sharp. "What's your deal? You've been staring for 5 minutes." He blinks, adjusts his glasses, and smiles, all crooked teeth and charm. "Caught me," he says. "Name's Miles. Saw that doll of yours. It's interesting." Ellie's hackles go up. "Interesting how?" Miles leans in, lowering his voice. "Old. Handmade. Got a story, I bet. I deal in stuff like that, antiques, oddities. Ever think about selling it?" Ellie snorts. "Not a chance. It's mine." She doesn't mean to say it like that, all possessive, but it slips out. Miles raises an eyebrow. "Fair enough. Just saying, it's got a feel to it. Like it's more than a toy." Ellie's stomach twists, because he's hitting too close to home. "What do you know about it?" she presses. Miles shrugs, sipping his beer. "Not much, yet. But I've seen dolls like that before. Usually tied to something personal." "You find it somewhere special?" Ellie's not sure how much to spill, but Tessa's beside her now, jumping in. "Her grandma's place." "Freaky, right?" Miles nods, like that tracks. "Family stuff's the best kind of weird. Could be worth digging into." Ellie's about to ask more when her phone buzzes, a text from Ruth, "Come back tomorrow." Alone. She stares at it, heart kicking up again. That night, she crashes hard, the doll on her nightstand because she's too stubborn to stash it away. She dreams of a little girl, maybe 6, standing in a field, crying so hard her shoulders shake. The girl's got Ellie's hair, Ellie's eyes, and she's clutching that damn doll. Ellie wakes up gasping, sweat sticking her shirt to her back, She fumbles for the light, and there's the doll, still on the nightstand, but its pinafore's got a new tear, right at the hem. She didn't do that. She knows she didn't. She grabs her camera, snaps a pic, hands trembling. The tear's real, jagged, like something tugged at it. She's wide awake now, staring at the doll, and it's staring back. Miles' words echo in her head, more than a toy. Yeah, no shit. She's in deep, and whatever this thing is, it's pulling her somewhere she's not sure she wants to go. But she's going anyway, because Ellie Harper doesn't back down, even when she's scared shitless. Episode 5, The Hint. Ellie's morning kicks off with a jolt, her eyes snapping open to the doll staring at her from the nightstand. That new tear in its pinafore's still there, mocking her, and she's got this gnawing feeling she's in over her head. The dream's still clinging to her, that little girl crying in the field, looking too much like her for comfort. She grabs her phone, checks the time, and sees Ruth's text again, come back tomorrow. Alone. It's today now, sun barely up, and Ellie's already buzzing with a mix of dread and determination. She's not waiting around for answers to fall in her lap, not after last night. She stumbles to the kitchen, doll in tow, and sets it on the counter while the coffee brews. Miso, her cat, slinks in, gives the doll one look, and bolts like it's cursed. Yeah, you and me both, Ellie mutters, pouring a mug. She's replaying Miles' words from the bar, more than a toy, and wondering what the hell he meant. Guy seemed sketchy, but he knew something, and that's more than she's getting from Ruth. She snaps a pic of the doll's tear, uploads it to her laptop, and compares it to yesterday's shots. The rip's definitely new, no question. Her hands shake as she zooms in, noticing something else, a faint thread, red, stitched into the hem. It wasn't there before. She's about to text Tessa when her phone pings first. It's Miles, of all people, his number saved from a quick swap at the bar. Got a hunch about your doll. Meet me at my shop, 10 a.m. Bring it. Ellie stares at the message, torn. Ruth said come alone, but Miles might have a lead, and she's desperate for anything concrete. She fires back, maybe. What's the hunch? He replies, tell you in person. Trust me, it's weird. Great. More cryptic shit. But her curiosity's got teeth now, and she's not shaking it off. She heads to Ruth's first, doll stuffed in her backpack, figuring she'll hit Miles after. The drive's quiet, just the hum of the engine and her own racing thoughts. When she pulls up, Ruth's in the garden, kneeling in the dirt, pulling weeds like it's a normal damn day. Ellie hops out, slams the car door, and marches over. Gran, she says, voice clipped. You texted. I'm here. Start talking. Ruth doesn't look up, just keeps yanking at a dandelion. Sit, she says, nodding at a rickety chair. Ellie doesn't. She pulls the doll out, holds it up. This moved again. Tore itself. What's it doing? Ruth finally stands, brushing dirt off her hands, and her eyes lock on the doll. There's a flicker there, something raw, before she masks it. Told you it chose you, she says, low and rough. Ellie's patience snaps. Yeah, you keep saying that, but what does it mean? Who made it? Why's it me? Ruth sighs, heavy, like she's carrying a decade of secrets in her lungs. It's old, Ellie. Came from pain. That's all you need to know. Ellie's not having it. Pain? Whose pain? Mom's? Yours? Stop with the riddles. Ruth's mouth tightens, and she turns away, heading inside. Ellie follows, relentless. Gran, I'm not dropping this. It's talking, moving, screwing with my head. Ruth stops in the kitchen, gripping the counter, and Ellie sees her sway, just a little. You okay? She asks, softer now. Ruth nods, but her face is gray. Fine, she mutters, then sinks into a chair. Ellie's about to push again when Ruth says, it's yours now. Can't undo that. Before Ellie can react, Ruth's eyes flutter, and she slumps forward, out cold. Ellie's yelling, "Gran," and shaking her, panic spiking. She grabs her phone, dials 911, and 10 minutes later, paramedics are hauling Ruth off on a stretcher. Ellie's a mess, guilt and fear churning in her gut, but Ruth's awake by then, whispering, "Her mistake," before they load her up. Ellie's left standing there, doll in her hands, wondering who her is. Mom? Ruth? Someone else? The ambulance peels out, and she's alone with the damn thing again. She's too rattled to stay, so she heads to Miles' shop, this cluttered hole in the wall called Odd Ends, all dusty shelves and weird trinkets. He's behind the counter, polishing a brass lamp, and grins when she walks in. "Knew you'd show," he says. Ellie drops the doll on the counter. "Talk. Now." Miles picks it up, turning it over with this nerdy glee. "Handmade, for sure. Late 70s, maybe. Look at these stitches, rough but deliberate. Someone poured heart into this." Ellie's impatient. "Great, it's artsy. What's your hunch?" Miles leans in, voice dropping. "Dolls like this, they're personal. Sometimes they're vessels. For memories, grief, even curses. Ever feel it pulling at you?" Ellie freezes, because yeah, she has, that tug in her chest she can't explain. "Maybe," she admits. Miles nods. "Thought so. Check this." He flips the doll over, pries at the back seam with a pocket knife, and pulls out a tiny tag, stitched inside. One word, Ellie. Her name, in faded ink. Her breath catches. "That's mine." Miles smirks. "Yup. This wasn't random. Someone made it for you, kid." Ellie's reeling, questions piling up. Who? Why? And what's Ruth hiding? She grabs the doll, mutters, thanks, and bolts. Back home, she stares at that tag, her name staring back, and feels the pull stronger than ever. Whatever this is, it's not letting go. And neither is she. Episode 6, The Crack. Ellie sitting on her couch, the doll in her lap, that little Ellie tag still clutched in her fingers like it's a grenade about to blow. Her name, scratched in faded ink, feels like a taunt, and she's got this sick twist in her gut that won't quit. Ruth's in the hospital now, stable but out of reach, and that whisper, her mistake, is looping in Ellie's head. Whose mistake? Mom's? Ruth's? She's itching to storm back to the hospital and shake answers out of her grandma, but the doc said no visitors till tomorrow. So she's stuck here, staring at this damn doll, feeling like it's staring right back. The apartment's quiet, just the tick of her thrift store clock and miso purring somewhere out of sight. She's tracing the tag stitches when her phone buzzes, Tessa's name lighting up the screen. "Hey," Ellie answers, voice rough. "Tessa's all business. How's Ruth? You okay?" Ellie sighs. "She's fine, I guess. Me? Not so much. Found my name inside the doll, Tess. Like, sewn in." There's a beat of silence, then Tessa's low whistle. "That's fucked up." "What's it mean?" Ellie laughs, bitter. "Hell if I know. Miles says it's personal, maybe a curse. Gran's no help." Tessa's voice perks up. "Wait, Miles? Bar guy? You saw him again?" Ellie fills her in, the shop, the tag, Ruth's collapse. Tessa's quiet, then says, "Okay, this is getting too weird. I'm coming over tomorrow. But tonight, you need to chill. Promise me you won't do anything dumb." Ellie smirks. "No promises." She hangs up, but Tessa's right about one thing, she's wired tight. She grabs the doll, heads to her bedroom, and tosses it on the dresser. "Stay put," she mutters, half expecting it to sass her back. Sleep doesn't come easy. She's drifting off when a memory hits, sharp and uninvited. She's 8, hiding under the kitchen table at Ruth's, listening to her mom scream. "That thing's not right, Ruth. You can't keep it." Her mom's voice was wild, panicked, and Ellie remembers peeking out, seeing Ruth clutch something small, fabric maybe, before shoving it in a drawer. She'd forgotten that fight, buried it under years of her mom's absence, but now it's clawing its way up. Was it the doll? She bolts upright, heart racing, and grabs her phone. It's 2 a.m., but she doesn't care. She needs answers. She digs through her contacts, finds Aunt Lila's number. Lila's her mom's older sister, 50, a recluse who cut ties after mom left. Ellie's only met her twice, both times awkward as hell, but if anyone knows about family skeletons, it's her. She dials, expecting voicemail, but Lila picks up, voice gravelly. Ellie? What's this, a booty call from my niece? Ellie snorts despite herself. Funny. No, I need to talk. It's about mom. And a doll. Lila's quiet, then says, Doll? What doll? Ellie hears the edge in her tone, and it's enough. One that looks like me. Found it at Grand's. It's doing weird shit, Lila. Moving, talking. Lila curses, low and sharp. You're at Ruth's? Ellie corrects her. No, my place. Grand's in the hospital. She freaked when I pushed her about it. Lila's breathing gets heavy, then she says, Stay there. I'm coming over. Ellie blinks. What, now? Lila snaps, yes, now. Don't touch that thing till I get there. The line goes dead, and Ellie's left staring at the doll, its head tilted like it's eavesdropping. Lila shows up an hour later, looking like she rolled out of a bar fight. She's wiry, gray streaking her dark hair, and her eyes are bloodshot. She barges in, reeking of cigarettes and cheap wine, and spots the doll on the dresser. That it? She demands. Ellie nods, and Lila grabs it, turning it over with a scowl. God damn it, Ruth, she mutters, then looks at Ellie. You said it moves? Ellie's voice is steady. Yeah. Talks too. Said my name, then stay. Gran says it chose me. Lila's face twists, and she slams the doll down. Chose you, my ass. It's a curse, kid. Ellie's stomach drops. A curse? For what? Lila paces, lighting a smoke despite Ellie's glare. Don't know the whole story. Your mom, she was messed up after you were born. Ruth did something, made this thing. Said it'd fix her. Didn't work. Ellie's reeling. Fix her how? Lila shrugs, exhaling a cloud. She was losing it, postpartum or some shit. Ruth thought a doll would. I dunno, hold her together. Went wrong. Always does with Ruth's crazy ideas. Ellie's head spinning, but before she can dig deeper, she notices the doll's dress. It's changed. The pinafore's gone, replaced by a little red frock, one she remembers wearing at 6, the one she loved till it tore. Lila, she says, voice shaking. Look. Lila freezes, cigarette dangling, and stares. That wasn't, holy shit. The doll smirking now, mouth curved up, and Ellie feels that pull again, sharp in her chest. Lila grabs her arm. We're burning this thing. Now. But Ellie pulls back. No. I need to know more. Grant's hiding something, and I'm not torching it till I do. Lila's eyes blaze. You're stubborn like her, you know that? Fine. But this ain't over. She storms out, leaving Ellie alone with the doll, its red dress a glaring clue. She's cracking open something big, and it's starting to feel like it's cracking her too. Episode 7, The Fight. Ellie's standing in her apartment, the doll back on the dresser in that little red frock, and Lila's cigarette stink still lingers like a bad memory. It's barely dawn, gray light creeping through the blinds, and she's wired, running on coffee and pure stubbornness. That dress change has her rattled, because it's not just some random swap, it's her dress, the one she wore till it shredded at the seams when she was 6. She's staring at the doll, its smirk wider now, and she's thinking, what the hell are you playing at? Lila's words, "it's a curse," are bouncing around her skull, but she's not ready to burn it. Not yet. She needs more. Her phone buzzes, Tessa's name flashing. Ellie picks up, voice scratchy. "Hey." Tessa's all energy, like she's had 3 espressos already. "Morning, sunshine. How's the doll drama? Ruth okay?" Ellie sighs, rubbing her eyes. "Ruth's still in the hospital. And the doll? It's wearing my old red dress now. Aunt Lila showed up, says it's cursed." Tessa laughs, loud and sharp. "Cursed? For real? What's next? It's gonna hex your cat." Ellie's not in the mood. "It's not funny, Tess. This shit's real." Tessa's tone shifts, softer. Okay, I get it. You're freaked. I'm coming over. We'll figure it out." Ellie nods, even though Tessa can't see. "Good. Bring food. I'm starving." She hangs up, grabs the doll, and stuffs it in a drawer. Out of sight, maybe out of mind, but she knows better. It's still pulling at her, that weird tug in her chest she can't shake. Tessa rolls in an hour later, arms loaded with bagels and a 6-pack of soda. She's in nurse mode, all brisk and no nonsense, plunking the food on the table. "All right," she says, cracking a can. "Catch me up. Lila's the crazy aunt, right?" Ellie nods, smearing cream cheese on a bagel. "Yeah. She flipped when she saw the doll, said Mom was messed up after I was born, and Ruth made it to fix her. Then it changed into my dress right in front of us." Tessa's eyebrows shoot up. "Changed? Like, poof, new outfit?" Ellie shrugs. "Pretty much. Lila wanted to torch it. I said no." Tessa leans back, chewing thoughtfully. "Okay, I'm trying here, Elle, but this is nuts. Dolls don't just redesign themselves." "You sure you're not imagining it?" Ellie's temper flares. "I'm not imagining shit, Tess. You heard it talk. You saw that glass smash. This isn't in my head." Tessa holds up her hands. "Whoa, chill. I'm on your side. Just saying, maybe stress is messing with you. Ruth's sick, you're digging up family crap, it's a lot." Ellie slams her soda down, fizz spilling over. "Don't patronize me. I know what I saw." The air's thick now, tension crackling between them. Tessa's the first to break it, voice low. "Fine. It's real. But you're obsessed, Elle. You're gonna crash if you keep going like this." Ellie glares. "Maybe I am obsessed. But I'm not stopping till I know why this thing's got my name on it." Tessa shakes her head, standing. "You're stubborn as hell. Call me when you're ready to breathe." She grabs her keys and walks out, leaving Ellie alone with her bagel and her rage. She's fuming, but Tessa's exit stings more than she'll admit. She's about to chuck the doll across the room when she remembers Ruth's drawer, the one from her memory where Mom's fight went down. If Ruth's hiding stuff, that's where it'd be. She grabs her keys, the doll, and heads back to the house. It's empty now, Ruth's still in the hospital, and Ellie lets herself in with the spare key. The place feels heavier without Ruth, all creaks and shadows. She beelines for the kitchen, finds that drawer by the sink. It's locked, a rusty little thing she never noticed before. She grabs a butter knife, jimmies it open, and her heart skips. Inside's a small wooden box, carved with swirls that look too deliberate. She pries it open, and there's a key, old and tarnished, plus a scrap of paper. It's a note, Ruth's shaky scrawl, for her. "Don't let it take." Ellie's breath catches. Her again. She pockets the key, note too, and that's when she hears it, a creak from upstairs. She spins, doll still in her hand, and sees it's moved. It's on the counter now, sitting pretty, like it followed her. She didn't put it there. She knows she didn't. Her pulse is racing, but she's past scared, she's pissed. "What do you want?" she snaps at it, voice echoing. No answer, just that smirk. She grabs it, storms upstairs to check the noise, and finds the attic hatch open. It wasn't before. She climbs up, flashlight on, and spots something in the corner, a trunk she missed last time. She drags it out, pops the lid, and there's a pile of kid clothes, hers from years back. On top? That red dress, faded but whole. She lifts it, and the doll's dress shifts again, back to the pinafore. Ellie's head spins. It's linked to her stuff, her past. She's clutching the key, the note burning a hole in her pocket, and she knows this fight's just starting. Whatever it is, it's not taking her without a hell of a battle. Episode 8, The Maker. Ellie's back in her apartment, sprawled on the couch with that old key from Ruth's box clutched in her hand, the note, for her. Don't let it take, crumpled on the coffee table. The doll's on the counter again, back in its pinafore, smirking like it knows something she doesn't. She's still reeling from the attic, that red dress shifting right in front of her, tying her past to this thing in a way that's starting to feel suffocating. Her fight with Tessa's gnawing at her too, but she's too stubborn to call first. She's alone with this now, and it's sinking in how deep this hole's getting. The key's heavy, tarnished brass with a weird little notch that doesn't match any lock she knows. She's turning it over, wondering what it opens, when her phone pings. It's Miles again. Shop's open late. Got something on your doll? Bring it. Ellie's gut says go, even though it's past 9 and she's running on fumes. Miles has been sketchy but useful, and she's desperate for a thread to pull. She texts back, on my way, grabs the doll, and heads out. The night's cold, Ithaca Street's quiet except for the occasional drunk stumbling home. Odd Ends is lit up, a glow spilling from the cluttered windows. Miles is behind the counter, fiddling with a busted clock, and he grins when she walks in. Knew you'd bite, he says, pushing his glasses up. Ellie drops the doll on the counter, no preamble. You said you had something. Spill. Miles picks it up, turning it over with that geeky gleam in his eye. Oh, I do. Been digging since you showed me that tag. This ain't just a doll, Ellie. It's a relic. She crosses her arms. A relic? What's that mean? He leans in, voice dropping like he's sharing a secret. Ever hear of keepsake dolls? Old school stuff, back when people got weird with grief. They'd make M for kids who died, or got sick, to hold on to M somehow. This one's got that vibe, but it's different. Ellie's stomach twists. Different how? Miles smirks, pulling out a Polaroid from under the counter. It's grainy, faded, but it's a doll, same pinafore, same stitched face, sitting on a shelf. Found this in an estate lot years back. Same maker, I'd bet. Tracked her down today. Ellie's heart kicks up. Her? Miles nods. Yeah, a seamstress, lived out in Cortland. Name's Edith Voss. She made dolls for special kids, that's what she called them. Families paid her to stitch their pain into these things. Went out of business in the 80s after some incidents. Ellie's voice is tight. Incidents? Miles shrugs. Rumors. Dolls moving, kids freaking out. Nothing solid, but people talked. Thought you'd want to meet her. Ellie's head spinning. A maker. Someone who might know why this doll's got her name, her face. She's still alive? Miles grins. Yup. 80-something, lives alone. Got her address if you're game. Ellie doesn't hesitate. Give it to me. He scribbles it on a receipt, Edith Voss, 17, Maple Lane, Cortland, and slides it over. Careful, though, he adds. She's prickly. Didn't like me poking around. Ellie's already halfway out the door, doll in her backpack, when she drives straight to Cortland. It's a 40-minute haul, and the whole way she's gripping the wheel, key in her pocket like a talisman. Maple Lane's a dead-end street, all sagging houses and overgrown yards. Number 17's the worst, paint peeling, porch creaking under her weight. She knocks, and the door cracks open after a minute, revealing a tiny woman, hunched and sharp-eyed, white hair in a messy bun. "What?" Edith snaps, voice like gravel. Ellie holds up the doll. "This yours?" Edith's eyes narrow, then widen, and she steps back. "Where'd you get that?" Ellie's not backing down. "My grandma's. It's got my name in it. Moves on its own. Talks. What did you do to it?" Edith's mouth tightens, and she tries to shut the door, but Ellie jams her foot in. "Please. I need to know." Edith glares, then sighs, opening it wider. "Fine. Come in. But don't expect me to like it." Inside's a mess, fabric scraps and old sewing machines everywhere. Edith sinks into a chair, eyeing the doll like it's a ghost. "Made that 1 year ago," she says. "For a woman, frantic type. Said her daughter needed it. Paid me double to rush it." Ellie's pulse races. "My mom?" Edith shrugs. "Dunno names. Just faces. She brought a picture, little girl with big eyes. You, I'm guessing." Ellie nods, throat tight. "Why's it doing this? Moving, changing?" Edith's quiet, then mutters, "Wasn't just a keepsake. She wanted more. Asked me to stitch something extra in, binding. Said it'd keep her girl close. I told her it'd go wrong. It always does." Ellie's voice shakes. "A binding? Like what?" Edith looks away. "Old trick. Thread and will. Ties it to you, deep. Too deep, sometimes." Ellie's reeling, but before she can push, Edith stands. "That's all I got. Take it and go." Ellie's back in her car, doll beside her, Edith's words sinking in. "A binding. Her mom wanted her tied to this thing." She's shaking, but when she glances at the doll, it's holding something new, a tiny needle, glinting in the streetlight. She didn't give it that. She's sure she didn't. Whatever's bound to her, it's awake, and it's not done playing. Episode 9, The Break. Ellie's driving back from Edith's, the doll in the passenger seat with that tiny needle pinched between its porcelain fingers, and her head's a war zone. The streetlights flicker past, casting shadows that make the doll's smirk look alive, and she's gripping the wheel so hard her knuckles ache. Edith's words are clawing at her, "A binding. Ties it to you, deep." Her mom did this, wanted her tethered to this thing, and Ellie's stomach's churning with a mix of betrayal and dread. She's thinking, "Why, Mom? What the hell were you scared of losing?" But her mom's been gone since she was 8, a ghost in her life, and this doll's the closest she's come to an answer. She pulls into her apartment lot, kills the engine, and just sits there, staring at the doll. That needle's new, no question, and it's freaking her out more than the dress swaps or the whispers. She grabs it, storms inside, and slams the door hard enough to rattle the walls. Miso bolts under the couch, tail puffed, and Ellie's muttering, "Yeah, I get it, buddy." She drops the doll on the kitchen table, needle still in its grip, and digs out the key and note from her pocket. For her. Don't let it take. Ruth's warning feels heavier now, like it's not just about the doll, but her. Her phone's buzzing, Tessa again, but Ellie's still raw from their fight. She lets it ring out, grabs a beer instead, and cracks it open. The first sip's cold, grounding, but then she hears it, that whisper again. "Ellie." Clear as day, from the doll. She spins, beer sloshing, and yells, "Shut up." It's just sitting there, needle glinting, but the sound's echoing in her skull. She's shaking, adrenaline spiking, and she's done playing nice. She grabs her keys, the doll, and heads to the hospital. Ruth's awake, she knows it, and she's not waiting another damn minute. The hospital's a sterile maze, all beeping machines and antiseptic stink. Ellie barges into Ruth's room, past a nurse who's too slow to stop her. Ruth's propped up in bed, fur dripping, looking frail but sharp-eyed. "Ellie," she croaks, "what are you doing here?" Ellie doesn't sit, doesn't soften. She slams the doll on the tray table, needle clattering. This. It's talking again, Gran. Changed its dress, now it's got this. Edith Voss says mom had it made, a binding. What the fuck is going on? Ruth's face crumples, and for a second, Ellie thinks she's gonna dodge again. But then the old woman's eyes well up, tears spilling over, and she chokes out, I tried to stop her. Ellie freezes, anger stalling. Stop who? Mom? Ruth nods, hands trembling as she grips the blanket. She was breaking, Ellie. After you came, she couldn't cope. Thought she'd lose you, like she lost herself. Went to Edith, begged for that doll. I told her no, but she wouldn't listen. Ellie's throat's tight, but she pushes. A binding. To keep me close? Why's it doing this now? Ruth's voice drops, barely a whisper. It's awake 'cause you are. You're fighting it, and it fights back. Ellie's head spins. Fighting what? Gran, I don't get it. Ruth's crying harder now, shaking her head. Her mistake, Ellie. I couldn't stop it. Should have burned it years ago. Ellie's yelling now, whose mistake? Tell me. But Ruth just sobs, incoherent, and a nurse rushes in, ushering Ellie out. She needs rest, the nurse snaps, and Ellie's left in the hall, doll in hand, fuming. Back home, she's pacing, Ruth's words a tangle she can't unknot. She's about to call Tessa when there's a knock. It's Tessa, looking sheepish, holding a pizza box. Peace offering, she says, stepping in. Ellie's too wrecked to fight. Good timing, she mutters, and spills it all, Edith, the needle, Ruth's breakdown. Tessa's quiet, then pulls out her phone. Found something today, she says, showing a news clipping, blurry but real. Cortland Gazette, 79. Local kids report haunted dolls. Mentions Edith. And this. She zooms in on a photo, a girl holding a doll, pinafore and all. Look familiar? Ellie's breath catches. It's not her, but it's close, same hair, same eyes. Another one, she whispers. Tessa nods. Yeah. Whatever your mom started, it's not just you. Ellie's staring at the doll, and that's when she sees it, the hair's longer now, brushing its shoulders, like hers when she was 6. She didn't touch it. It's growing, right there on her table, and she's breaking, voice cracking as she says, Tess, I can't do this. Tessa grabs her hand. You're not alone, Elle. We'll figure it out. But Ellie's not sure she believes that. The doll's awake, tied to her, and it's changing faster than she can keep up. She's cracking, and it's starting to feel like it's winning. Episode 10, The Edge. Ellie's sitting at her kitchen table, the doll's hair now trailing past its shoulders, and she's staring at it like it's a bomb about to blow. Tessa's across from her, pizza box open, but neither of them's eating. That news clipping's still on her phone, the girl with the doll too close to Ellie's own ghost for comfort, and Ruth's words, it's awake 'cause you are carving holes in her brain. She's exhausted, eyes burning, but every time she blinks, she sees that needle, the growing hair, and feels that pull tighter in her chest. Tessa's watching her, worried, and finally says, Elle, you look like shit. You need sleep. Ellie laughs, a jagged sound. Sleep? With this thing growing hair like it's auditioning for Rapunzel? No thanks. Tessa sighs, shoving a slice at her. Eat, then. You're no good to anyone dead on your feet. Ellie takes it, more to shut her up than anything, but it's cardboard in her mouth. She's thinking about Lila's curse, Edith's binding, Ruth's tears, and it's all crashing together into one big, messy why. Why her? Why now? The quiet's shattered by a pounding on the door, loud enough to make them both jump. Tessa's up first, muttering, if that's Miles, I'm punching him. But it's not. It's Lila, swaying in the doorway, reeking of bourbon and desperation. Her hair's a wild mess, eyes red, and she barrels in without a hello. Saw your car, she slurs, spotting the doll. Still got that damn thing. Told you to burn it. Ellie's on her feet, temper flaring. Yeah, well, I didn't. What are you doing here, Lila? Lila sways, grabs the table for balance, and points at the doll. It took her too, Ellie. Should have known it'd take you. Ellie's heart stutters. Took who? Mom? Lila nods, sloppy, tears streaking her face. Yeah. She made it, thought it'd save her. Saved nothing. Drove her nuts instead. Tessa steps in, voice sharp. Lila, sit down before you fall. What are you talking about? Lila collapses into a chair, rambling. After you were born, she was a wreck. Crying all the time, scared you'd slip away. Ruth found Edith, got that doll. Said it'd hold her love for you. Bullshit. It held her, all right. Till she couldn't take it and ran. Ellie's reeling, pieces slotting together but still jagged. So it, what, broke her? Lila laughs, bitter. Broke her, haunted her, who knows? She'd scream about it watching her. Left you to get away from it. Left me too. Ellie's voice cracks. And it's doing that to me now? Lila shrugs, slumping. Looks like it. You're fighting, though. She didn't. Tessa's had enough, grabs Lila's arm. Okay, you're trashed. Couch, now. She hauls her over, and Lila's out cold in seconds. Ellie's alone with the doll again, Lila snores filling the room, and Tessa's muttering, your family's a soap opera. Ellie's not listening. She's drowning in it, the idea her mom ran because of this thing, left her because of it. She's about to spiral when she dreams, sudden and hard, no warning. She's underwater, weeds tangling her legs, and that little girl's there, doll in hand, pulling her down. She wakes up gasping, soaked, her shirt drenched like she's been dunked. Tessa's yelling, Elle, what the hell, but Ellie's staring at the doll. It's wet too, dripping on the table, hair plastered down its back. She's shaking, voice raw. It's in my head, Tess. It's pulling me under. Tessa's freaked now, grabs her shoulders. Okay, we're done messing around. We're figuring this out. But then Ellie's phone rings, Miles' name flashing. She answers, hoarse. What? Miles sounds off, nervous. Ellie, I lied before. About the doll. I know more. Meet me, now. My place. Ellie's gut twists. Lied how? He hesitates. Just come. It's bad. She's out the door before Tessa can stop her, doll in her backpack, Lila snoring behind. Miles' apartment's above his shop, a cluttered loft with books everywhere. He's pacing when she gets there, glasses fogged with sweat. Spill, she snaps, dropping the doll on his desk. He flinches, then says, that Polaroid? Wasn't random. I bought that doll years ago. Sold it to your grandma. Didn't know it'd end up yours. Ellie's voice is ice. You knew it was mine? Miles nods, fast. Not at first. Figured it out after you showed me. Edith told me later, said it was active. I didn't believe her till now. Ellie's fists clench. Active how? Miles swallows. It's not just bound to you. It's feeding off you. Your fight, your pain. That's why it's changing. Ellie's head screaming, but she keeps it together. Feeding? Like a damn vampire? Miles shrugs, helpless. Kinda. Edith warned me. Said it'd latch on, take what it could. I didn't listen. Ellie's on the edge, voice breaking. And you let it get to me? Miles looks away, and that's answer enough. She grabs the doll, storms out, and back home, she's trembling, wet clothes clinging, Tessa waiting. What did he say? Tessa asks, but Ellie's too far gone. It's eating me, Tess. And I don't know how to stop it. The doll's hair's longer still, dripping, and she's teetering, one step from falling off the edge. Episode 11, The Truth. Ellie's back in her apartment, soaked to the bone, the doll dripping on the kitchen table like it's mocking her misery. Tessa's hovering, eyes wide, and Lila's still passed out on the couch, snoring through the chaos. Miles' words are a hammer in her skull, it's feeding off you. Your fight, your pain. She's shaking, not just from the cold, and her voice is a raw scrape when she tells Tessa, it's not just tied to me. It's eating me alive. Tessa's face hardens, and she grabs Ellie's shoulders. Okay, that's it. We're ending this. Tonight. Ellie's too wrecked to argue. She's thinking about the dream, drowning with that girl, and the doll's wet hair feels like a clue she can't grasp. Tessa's already on her phone, texting someone, but Ellie's staring at the doll, its hair trailing longer, curling now, like hers when she's stressed. How do you stop something that's eating you? She mutters, and Tessa looks up, fierce. We burn it. Lila's right. It's done enough. Ellie's gut twists. What if that doesn't work? Miles said it's active, feeding. Burning might piss it off. Before Tessa can answer, there's a knock, sharp and urgent. It's Ruth, standing there in a hospital gown, for port still taped to her arm, looking like she clawed her way out of hell. Ellie's jaw drops. Gran? What the fuck? Ruth stumbles in, voice hoarse. Had to come. Couldn't let you face it alone. Tessa's on her feet. You're supposed to be in bed. Ruth waves her off, eyes locked on the doll. No time. It's waking up, Ellie. I felt it. Ellie's head spinning, but she grabs the doll, thrusts it at Ruth. Then tell me everything. Now. Miles says it's feeding off me. Lila says it broke Mom. What is it? Ruth sinks into a chair, hands trembling, and her voice cracks as she starts. Your mom, she was lost after you. Couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, kept saying you'd fade away. I found Edith through a friend, desperate. She made the doll, said it'd hold your mom's love, keep you safe. But your mom wanted more, begged for a binding. Edith warned us, said it'd twist, but we didn't listen. Ellie's voice is tight. Twist how? Ruth's eyes well up. It didn't just hold her love. It took her fear, her pain, everything. Started changing, moving. She'd wake up screaming, saying it was watching her, pulling her in. I hid it, thought it'd stop. Then she left, and I thought it was over. Ellie's shaking her head. But it's got my name. Why me? Ruth's sob breaks free. She named it you, Ellie. Wanted it to be you, to keep you with her forever. Edith stitched your soul in, not hers. Ellie's legs buckle, and she grips the table. My soul? You let her do that? Ruth's crying hard now. I didn't know. Not till it was done. Tried to undo it, locked it away, but it kept coming back. When you found it, it woke up. It's yours now, and it's hungry. Tessa's swearing under her breath, and Ellie's reeling, the truth slamming into her like a truck. Her mom didn't just break, she tethered Ellie to this thing, a parasite with her name. Ruth grabs her hand, voice desperate. Burn it, Ellie. Please. It's the only way. Ellie pulls back, raw. Miles said it's feeding off my fight. What if burning it takes me too? Ruth's face crumples. I don't know. But it'll take you anyway if you don't. Ellie's staring at the doll, its wet hair, that needle still pinched in its fingers, and she feels it, that pull, stronger now, like it's clawing into her ribs. She's about to agree when Tessa says, wait. We need to know more. Edith made it. She might know how to kill it right. Ellie nods, numb. Yeah. Back to Edith. Ruth's pleading, no, Ellie, don't, but Ellie's already moving, doll in her backpack, Tessa behind her. They drive to Cortland, Ruth too weak to follow, and Ellie silent, the key from Ruth's note burning a hole in her pocket. Edith's house is dark when they pull up, but the door's ajar, creaking in the wind. Ellie steps in, flashlight on, and calls, "Edith?" No answer, just the hum of a sewing machine somewhere deep inside. They find her in the back, hunched over a table, stitching something small. She doesn't look up, just mutters, "Knew you'd come back." Ellie slams the doll down. "You made this. It's eating me. How do I stop it?" Edith's hand still, and she turns, eyes sharp. "Told your mom it'd go wrong. Binding's not a toy. It's got your fight, your fire. Burning might work, might not." Ellie's voice shakes. "Might not? That's it?" Edith sighs, pulls a thread tight. "It's a ritual doll. Meant for lost daughters. Your mom twisted it, made it yours. Only way out's to unbind it, but that takes blood." Ellie's stomach drops. "Blood?" Edith nods. "Yours. Cut the tie, or it keeps feeding till you're gone." Tessa's swearing again, and Ellie's staring at the doll, its hair curling tighter, needle gleaming. The truth's out, and it's a blade at her throat. She's got a choice now, and it's tearing her apart. Episode 12, The Hunt. Ellie's standing in Edith's cluttered sewing room, the doll on the table between them, its hair curling tighter like it's alive, that needle still glinting in its tiny grip. Edith's words, "Only way out's to unbind it, but that takes blood," are ringing in her ears, and her stomach's a knot of ice. Tessa's pacing behind her, muttering curses under her breath, and the air's thick with dust and the hum of that damn sewing machine. Ellie's voice is steady, but barely, when she says, "Blood? What does that mean, Edith? Spell it out." Edith doesn't flinch, just keeps threading a needle through some scrap, her hand steady as stone. "Means what it sounds like," Edith says, voice rough. "It's bound to you, your soul, your fight. Takes a piece of you to cut it loose. Blood's the key, always has been with these things." Ellie's head spinning, and she grabs the table to stay upright. "A piece of me? Like, a drop, or what?" Edith finally looks up, eyes sharp and cold. "More'n a drop. A cut, deep enough to mean it. You offer it up, break the tie. But it's gotta be willing, or it won't take." Tessa stops pacing, voice sharp. "Willing? You're saying she's gotta bleed herself out for this thing?" Edith shrugs, like it's no big deal. "Not out, just enough. Ritual's old, messy. Worked for others, sometimes." Ellie's throat tightens. "Sometimes? What's that mean?" Edith's mouth twists, almost a smirk. "Means some walk away. Some don't. Depends how much it's got of you already." Ellie feels that pull again, sharp in her chest, and she knows it's got a lot. Too much, maybe. She's staring at the doll, its smirk wider now, and she's thinking, "You're not taking me without a fight." Tessa grabs her arm, pulling her aside. "Elle, this is insane. We're not doing some blood ritual with this creepy old bat. Let's burn it, like Ruth said." Ellie shakes her off, voice low. "Burning might not work, Tess. You heard Miles, it's feeding. What if it just gets pissed and takes me faster?" Tessa's eyes blaze. "And bleeding for it's better? You're not a damn sacrifice." Ellie's not sure what she is anymore, but she's not backing down. "I need to know more. Edith, how do I do it? The unbinding?" Edith sets her sewing down, leans back. "Need a blade, your blood, and the doll. Cut your hand, let it drip on the stitches, say it's done. Breaks the bond, if you mean it." Ellie's nodding, slow, but Tessa's freaking. "If? What's the catch?" Edith's quiet, then says, "Catch is, it might not let go easy. Could fight back. Seen it happen." Ellie's gut twists, but she's past caring. "Fine. I'll risk it." They're back at her place by dawn, doll in tow, Tessa still arguing. Ellie's digging through her kitchen for a knife, the sharpest she's got, and Tessa's yelling, "This is nuts, Elle. You're not cutting yourself for that thing. Ellie spins, knife in hand, voice breaking. What else do I do, Tess? It's eating me. I feel it, every damn minute. Tessa's quiet, then soft. Okay. But I'm here. You're not doing this alone. Ellie nods, grateful, and they set up in the living room, doll on the coffee table, knife gleaming. She's about to start when she remembers the key, still in her pocket from Ruth's note. She pulls it out, shows Tessa. Found this with a note. Don't let it take. Think it's part of this? Tessa shrugs. Maybe. Try it. Ellie flips the doll over, finds a tiny lock stitched into its back, hidden under the pinafore. The key fits, clicks open, and a compartment pops out. Inside's a scrap of fabric, stained dark, and a lock of hair, brown, like hers. Tessa gasps. Is that blood? Ellie's voice is hollow. Yeah. Mom's, maybe. Or mine. She's shaking, but she grabs the knife, cuts her palm, quick and deep. Blood wells up, hot and red, and she drips it over the doll's stitches, voice steady. It's done. You're not mine. The room goes cold, air heavy, and the doll's hair stops curling. For a second, she thinks it worked. Then it moves, fast, needle jabbing at her hand. She yelps, drops it, and Tessa's yelling, Elle. The doll's on the floor, crawling, not fast but deliberate, toward her. Ellie's heart's hammering, it's fighting, she gasps, and Tessa grabs a broom, smacking it back. What now? She shouts. Ellie's clutching her bleeding hand, thinking fast. The basement. Grant's house. There's old toys down there, from me. It's linked to them. Tessa's nodding, frantic. Let's go. They scoop the doll up in a towel, still squirming, and race to Ruth's. The basement's dark, damp, and Ellie finds the pile of toys she saw before, dolls and bears from her kid days. She drops the doll in, blood still dripping, and says again, it's done. The other toys shift, like they're waking up too, and the doll's needle stabs the air. Ellie feels it watching, not just the doll, but something bigger, and she's not sure she's won. Not yet. Episode 13, The Cost. Ellie's in Grandma Ruth's basement, the air thick with mildew and memories, and the doll squirming in that pile of old toys like a pissed-off spider. Its needles jabbing at nothing, but she feels it, that pull in her chest twisting tighter, even after dripping her blood and saying, it's done. Tessa's beside her, broom still in hand, breathing hard from whacking the thing halfway across the room. The other toys, faded bears, a one-eyed doll, a chewed-up rabbit, are shifting too, like they're waking up, and Ellie's thinking, what the hell have I started? Her hand's bleeding, a steady drip hitting the concrete, and she's lightheaded, not sure if it's blood loss or panic. Tessa's voice cuts through. Elle, it's not stopping. What now? Ellie's staring at the doll, its hair curling again, longer, wilder, and she mutters, I don't know. Edith said blood, but it's fighting back. The basement feels alive, shadows stretching too far, and she's kicking herself for not burning it when she had the chance. Tessa grabs her arm, voice sharp. We need help. Ruth, Lila, someone. This is beyond us. Ellie nods, numb, and they haul the doll back upstairs, wrapping it in the towel tighter this time, its needle poking through like a warning. They're back at Ellie's place by sunrise, the doll locked in a toolbox she dug out of the closet, because no way is she letting it roam free. Tessa's on the phone with the hospital, checking on Ruth, while Ellie's pacing, blood crusted on her hand. Tessa hangs up, grim. Ruth's awake, but weak. Docs say she's asking for you. Ellie's gut twists. Good. She's got more to say. She's about to grab her keys when the door bangs open, and Lila stumbles in, sober this time, eyes wild. You idiots, Lila snaps, spotting the toolbox. What did you do? Ellie's temper flares. Tried to unbind it, like Edith said. Blood, the whole deal. It's still fighting. Lila's face pales, and she sinks into a chair. Edith. Should have known. She tell you it'd push back? Ellie nods, and Lila groans. Figures. I helped make it, Ellie. Me and Ruth, for your mom. Didn't think it'd turn on you. Ellie freezes, voice low. You what? Lila's hands shake as she lights a cigarette. She was my sister. Falling apart. I stitched the hair in, Ruth did the binding. Thought it'd hold her together. It ate her instead. Ellie's reeling, betrayal cutting deep. You knew? And let it get me? Lila's eyes flash. Didn't know it'd wake up. Ruth locked it away after your mom ran. I walked away, thought it was dead. Tessa's swearing, and Ellie's shaking, but she grabs the toolbox, slams it open. The doll still, for now, hair spilling out like a threat. It's not dead, she says, voice raw. It's feeding. On me. Edith says blood cuts it, but it's not enough. Lila stares, then mutters, blood's only half. You gotta give it something else, something it wants. Ellie's head snaps up. What's it want? Lila shrugs, helpless. Your fight, maybe. Your will. Hell if I know. Your mom gave up, and it still took her. Ellie's thinking fast, remembering the key, the toys, and she grabs her scissors, cuts a chunk of her own hair, impulsive and reckless. If it's me it wants, let's see. She drops the hair on the doll, and it twitches, hair falling out in clumps, mirroring her cut. Tessa gasps. What the? Ellie's voice is steady. It's linked. My stuff, my blood, my fight. Maybe I starve it. Lila's nodding, slow. Could work. Or piss it off more. Ellie doesn't care. She's done being prey. But then her phone rings, Ruth's hospital number. She answers, and Ruth's voice is faint. Ellie, it's moving. I feel it. Don't let it win. Ellie's stomach drops. Gran, I'm trying. What's it want? Ruth coughs, weak. You. Always you. She made it for you. The line cuts, and Ellie's frozen, because Ruth's fading, and she knows it. Tessa's watching, worried. She okay? Ellie shakes her head. No. It's costing her too. Lila's quiet, then says, I'll go. She's my mom too. She's out the door, leaving Ellie and Tessa with the doll, its hair regrowing already, slower but steady. Ellie's cutting more of hers, dropping it on, watching it shed again, and she's muttering, take it, you bastard. Choke on it. Tessa grabs her wrist. Stop. You're losing it. Ellie pulls free, eyes blazing. I'm winning, Tess. It's slowing down. But she feels it, the cost. Her head's pounding, vision blurring, and she knows she's giving too much. The doll's still, hair paused mid-curl, but she's swaying, Tessa catching her as she stumbles. Enough, Tessa says, firm. We're not losing you to this. Ellie's panting, nodding, but she's not sure she can stop. It's her fight now, and the price is climbing higher than she can pay. Episode 14, The Clash. Ellie slumped on her couch, Tessa's hand on her shoulder keeping her steady, and the doll's on the table, hair paused mid-curl like it's caught its breath. Her own hair's a hacked-up mess, chunks scattered around her feet, and she's dizzy, the room tilting every time she blinks. Cutting it slowed the doll, maybe starved it a bit, but she feels hollow, like she's leaking out with every snip. Tessa's voice is tight, urgent. You're done. No more. Look at you, you're a wreck. Ellie shakes her head, stubborn as hell. It's working, Tess. I can beat it. But her words slur, and she knows she's pushing too far. The toolbox is still open, the doll locked back inside after her last cut, but she hears it, a faint scratch, like it's clawing to get out. Tessa's on her feet, pacing, phone in hand. We need Miles. Or Edith. Someone who knows how to end this without you bleeding dry. Ellie's about to argue when her phone buzzes, Lila's name flashing. She answers, voice rough. Yeah? Lila's panicked, shouting over hospital noise. Ellie, Ruth's crashing. Docs don't know why, but she's saying your name. Get here. Ellie's heart stops, and she's up, swaying, Tessa catching her again. Gran, she gasps, and Tessa's already grabbing keys. We're going. They race to the hospital, doll in the toolbox banging with every turn, and Ellie's clutching her cut hand, blood seeping through the bandage. The ER's chaos, nurses yelling, machines beeping, and Lila's waiting, face ashen. She's in there, Lila says, pointing to a room. Ellie barges past, finds Ruth on a bed, pale and small, monitors flatlining. Gran, she yells, grabbing her hand. Ruth's eyes flutter open, weak, and she whispers, Ellie, it's taking me, to get you. Ellie's shaking her head, tears burning. No, I'm fighting it. I'm winning. Ruth's grip tightens, just a little. Burn it, now, or it takes us both. Her eyes close, and the machines scream, nurses rushing in, shoving Ellie back. She's yelling, Gran, no, but they're working on Ruth, defibrillators out, and Lila's dragging her to the hall. She's right, Lila says, voice breaking. It's linked. You, her, me. Burn it, Ellie. Tessa's there, toolbox in hand, and Ellie's nodding, frantic. Okay. Okay, let's do it. They bolt to the parking lot, find a trash can near the dumpster, and Ellie dumps the doll in, hair curling again, needle glinting. Tessa's got a lighter, hands shaking as she flicks it. You sure? She asks, and Ellie's voice is steel. Yeah. Do it. The flame catches, slow at first, then roars, the doll's pinafore blackening, hair sizzling. Ellie feels it, a snap in her chest, sharp and hot, and she stumbles, Tessa catching her. Tessa yells, but Ellie's watching the fire, the doll twisting, melting, its smirk warping in the heat. Then it happens. The flames flare, and the doll's head jerks, stitching itself back, threads pulling tight. Ellie gasps, it's fixing itself. Tessa's swearing, stomping the can, but it's no use. The fire dies, and the doll's there, charred but whole, hair singed but growing. Ellie's knees buckle, and she's down, Tessa kneeling beside her. What the fuck, Tessa mutters, and Ellie's voice is a rasp. It won't die. Miles was right. It's too deep. Her phone rings, Miles' number, and she answers, shaking. It's alive, she says before he can speak. Miles' voice is grim. Yeah, I figured. Edith called me. Said it's tied to your soul now, not just blood. Burning won't cut it. Ellie's head's pounding, Ruth's words echoing. Then what? Miles hesitates. You gotta let it go, Ellie. Stop fighting. Give it what it wants, or it takes everything. She hangs up, numb, and Tessa's yelling, what did he say? Ellie's staring at the doll, half-burned but smirking. I have to surrender. Tessa's freaking. No way. You're not giving up. But Ellie's not sure what's left. Ruth's fading, the doll's winning, and she feels it, that pull dragging her under. Then her phone pings again, a text from an unknown number, check the key. She fumbles for it, still in her pocket, and sees a tiny inscription she missed, scratched faint, release. Her breath catches, and she's thinking, maybe it's not over. Back inside, Ruth's stable, barely, and Ellie's clutching the key, doll in the can. Tessa's wrecked, and Lila's crying, but Ellie's got a spark. The key, she says, voice raw. It's a release. We're not done. The clash is here, and she's not out yet, but the cost is piling up, and she's running out of fight. Episode 15, The Choice. Ellie's back in Ruth's hospital room, the key clutched in her fist, its faint release engraving digging into her palm. The doll's outside in the trash can, half-burned but still kicking, and she's running on fumes, her hand throbbing under the bandage, her hair a jagged mess. Ruth's breathing shallow, monitors beeping slow, and Lila slumped in a chair, staring at nothing. Tessa's pacing, still clutching the lighter like it's a weapon, and the air's heavy with antiseptic and defeat. Ellie's voice is a rasp when she says, "Grant's right. It's taking us both. But this key, it's something." Tessa spins, eyes sharp. "What's it do, Elle?" "Release what?" Ellie shakes her head, shaky. "Don't know. Maybe me. Maybe it. Found it with her note, don't let it take." She knew. Lila looks up, voice dull. "Ruth always knew too much. Should have torched that thing years ago." Ellie's temper flares, but she bites it back. "Yeah, well, we tried. It stitched itself back. Miles says it's my soul now, not just blood." Tessa's swearing again, low and fierce. "So what's the play?" "You're not surrendering, Elle." "No way." Ellie staring at the key, then at Ruth, who stirs, eyes cracking open. "Ellie," she whispers, weak. "The key, your mom's, last try." Ellie leans in, heart pounding. "Last try for what, Gran?" Ruth's hand twitches, reaching for hers, and she rasps, "To let you go." She saw it, taking her. "Made that, to free you." Ellie's throat tightens, and she's clutching the key harder. "Free me how?" Ruth's voice fades, "Turn it, in the lock, give it up." Her eyes close, and the monitors spike, nurses rushing in again. Ellie shoved back, reeling, Ruth's words a lifeline she can't quite grab. Tessa's beside her, fierce. She's saying it's a way out. "We've got this." They bolt to the parking lot, where the doll's still in the can, charred pinafore smoldering, hair curling slow. Ellie pulls it out, hands trembling, and flips it over. The tiny lock in its back, the one the key opened before, is still there, scorched but intact. She jams the key in, turns it, and whispers, "I give it up. You're not mine." A click, sharp and final, and the compartment pops open again, the blood-stained fabric and hair spilling out. The doll goes limp, hair stopping dead, and Ellie feels it, a snap in her chest, like a cord breaking. She gasps, dropping it, and Tessa's yelling, "Elle, you okay?" Ellie nods, shaky. "Yeah. It's lighter. I think it worked." The doll still, no smirk, no needle, just a burned husk. Tessa's grinning, wild. "Holy shit, you did it." But Ellie's not celebrating yet. She's hollow, drained, and Ruth's fading fast. They rush back inside, find Lila crying, Ruth's monitors flat. She's gone, Lila sobs, and Ellie's knees buckle, Tessa catching her. She's numb, staring at the key in her hand, the cost sinking in. Ruth's last gift, her mom's desperate fix, and it worked, but too late for her grandma. Tessa's pulling her close, whispering, "You're free, Elle." She'd want that. Ellie nods, tears burning, but it's not enough. She's out, but the doll's shadow lingers. They head home, leaving it in the can, and Ellie's quiet, feeling the empty space where that pole used to be. It's gone, but so's Ruth, and she's not sure what's left of her. Back at her place, Tessa crashes on the couch, exhausted, and Ellie's alone in her room, staring at the mirror. Her hacked-up hair, her hollow eyes, she's still here, but different. She's about to sleep when her phone pings, a text from Miles, "Heard it's over." "You okay?" She doesn't reply, just sets it down. Then she hears it, faint, from the hall. A creak. Her heart skips, and she grabs the knife from her nightstand, creeping out. The toolbox is open, empty, and her stomach drops. "Tess," she yells, waking her friend, who stumbles in, bleary. "What?" Ellie's shaking, pointing. "It's gone. We left it, but it's not there." Tessa's wide awake now, swearing. "No way. We saw it die." But Ellie's not sure anymore. She checks the trash can later, finds it empty, just ash and a burned scrap of pinafore. No doll. She's free, maybe, but the choice cost her everything, Ruth, her fight, her peace, and now she's wondering if it's really over. Tessa's quiet, then says, "We'll find it, Elle. If it's out there." Ellie nods, but she feels it, a whisper of doubt, and she's not sure she's ready for what's next. Episode 16, The Echo. Ellie's standing in her apartment, the empty toolbox staring back at her like a bad joke, and the doll's gone, vanished from the hospital trash can where they left it burned and broken. Tessa's beside her, bleary-eyed but fierce, muttering, "It can't just walk off, Elle. We killed it." Ellie's not so sure. Her hand's still bandaged, her hair a ragged mess, and she feels lighter, yeah, but there's a hollowness too, like something's missing beyond Ruth's death. The key's on the table, Release scratched into it, and she's wondering if it really let her go or just loosened the leash. It's been 2 days since Ruth flatlined, since the doll went limp in her hands, and Ellie's barely slept. Tessa's crashing here, refusing to leave her alone, and Lila's handling the funeral stuff, quiet for once. Ellie's packing now, shoving clothes into a duffel, because she can't stay in this place with its creaks and shadows. "Where you going?" Tessa asks, leaning on the doorframe, coffee in hand. Ellie shrugs, voice flat. "Anywhere but here. Need a reset." Tessa nods, doesn't push, but her eyes say she's worried. They buried Ruth yesterday, a small service in the rain, just them and a preacher who didn't know her. Ellie stood there, soaked, feeling the weight of that key in her pocket, and Lila whispered, "She'd be proud you fought." Ellie didn't reply, just stared at the grave, thinking about her mom, Ruth, the doll, all these women tangled in a mess she barely understands. She's free, maybe, but it doesn't feel like winning. It feels like surviving, and even that's shaky. She's zipping the duffel when she finds it, tucked in a side pocket, a single thread, singed and black, from the doll's pinafore. Her breath catches, and Tessa's over in a second. "What's that?" Ellie holds it up, voice tight. "Leftovers. From the fire." Tessa's face hardens. "Trash it, Elle. Now." Ellie hesitates, then nods, tossing it in the bin, but her gut's twisting. She's thinking about the empty can, the missing doll, and Miles' last text she never answered, "You okay?" No, she's not, but she's moving anyway. They load up her Honda, Tessa riding shotgun, and hit the road, no real plan, just away. Ithaca fades in the rearview, and Ellie's quiet, replaying it all, the whispers, the needle, Ruth's last gasp. Tessa's flipping radio stations, lands on some old rock tune, and says, "You did it, Elle. You're out." Ellie forces a smile. "Yeah. Out." But she's not convinced. The pull's gone, sure, but there's an echo, a faint hum in her bones she can't shake. They stop at a diner an hour out, greasy spoon vibes, and Ellie's picking at fries when her phone pings. "Unknown number, check your bag." Her heart skips, and she digs through the duffel, Tessa watching, tense. There's nothing new, just clothes, her camera, but then she pulls out her jacket, and a single doll thread falls out, red this time, not black. Tessa swears, "What the fuck, Elle?" Ellie's staring at it, pulse racing. "It's not done," she whispers, and Tessa grabs it, stomps it into the floor. "It is. You're imagining shit." Ellie wants to believe her, but she's not sure. She pays the bill, steps outside, and the air's crisp, clearing her head. She's stronger now, scarred but standing, and she's thinking maybe that's enough. Back in the car, Tessa's quiet, then says, "Wherever we're going, we're good, right?" Ellie nods, firm. "Yeah. We're good." She drives on, the thread left behind, but that echo lingers, soft and sly, like a whisper she can't quite hear. Later, miles down the road, she pulls over at a gas station, grabs her camera, and snaps a shot of the sunset, all bruised purples and golds. It's the first pic she's taken since this started, and it feels like claiming something back. Tessa's asleep in the seat, and Ellie's alone with her thoughts, the key still in her pocket, a reminder of what she's lost and won. She's moving, breathing, and that's more than she expected. But as she climbs back in, she hears it, faint under the engine's hum, a creak, like a floorboard, or a stitch pulling tight. She freezes, listens harder, but it's gone, swallowed by the night. Tessa stirs, mumbles, "You okay?" Ellie nods, starts the car. "Yeah. Fine." She's not really, but she's driving anyway, leaving the doll's shadow behind, or so she hopes. It's over, mostly, but that echoes there, a question mark in the dark, and she's left wondering what's still out there, waiting.